Hello, a very good morning dear friends. Today we are going to continue with our last session and we'll start with a new topic today, that is your next chapter, that is cost. But before I start with the new topic, I'll just make you little bit more a refresh of what we have discussed last two classes. The last two classes we have been discussing about two important laws, that is, one is law of variable proportion and law of return to sale. Law of variable proportion, okay, I'll just brush you up, then we'll move further, and return to sale, return to scale. Okay, so these two laws we have discussed in the last class, and today we are going to compare, or today we are going to just have a brief discussion of these two laws, like what is the difference, how it differs, and then we'll switch over to a new topic. Okay, so if you remember last class we have discussed law of variable proportion and law of return to sale, where the law states that the output can be changed if the input is changed proportional. That means what? When you are changing the inputs, when here you are changing the inputs proportionally, okay, inputs are changed in a proportion manner, proportional manner, then output is definitely going to change. So last class I have given you some examples and I have told you that if you want to have the best output or you want to get 100% output, then what you can do is you can enhance your input. How you can enhance your input? Suppose we are talking about cultivation of land, you can enhance the fertility of that particular land. You can use fertilizers, you can use more labor, you can use technology, and you can invest some more money so that the output will be excellent or the best. So these things we have discussed. And coming to return to sale, I told you return to sale is what? Return to sale is actually the change in the actually it is the change, or return to sale is actually defined as what is the relationship between inputs to outputs in a long period, and the quantity of factors. What are the quantity of factors? How do they differ? These things we have discussed in return to sale. So actually in return to scale, what happens is that we have discussed that if there is a proportional increase in output, okay, if that means if the proportional increase in output is more than the proportional increase in input, then it is termed as increasing returns to scale. So this part we have already discussed in last class, and I told you that input and output can be proportionally changed. Okay, if you want to increase the output to double, then make input double and vice versa. Okay, and remember that when we are talking a return to scale, it is applicable for a long duration, whereas law of variable proportion is applicable only in case of short duration. So let us now discuss the difference between law of variable proportion and return to scale. This is the last part of this chapter, and then after we are going to move to a new topic, that is cost. Okay, just let me put down what are the differences. Okay, law of variable proportion, this is what we have discussed last few classes, and this is return to scale. Now first important difference is that the law of variable proportion, okay, the law of variable proportion is applicable or it runs in short duration. That means when we are talking about law of variable proportion, we are considering a time period which is a short time period, not a long time period. Whereas when we are talking of return to scale, it is applicable for a longer duration of time. Longer duration of time. Are you getting my point? So this is the difference. Okay, so the first difference between law of variable proportion and return of scale is the law of variable proportion, which explains that the output can be changed if there is a proportional change in input, is applicable or it is more suitable in case of those establishments or those business processes or those production areas where we are talking about a short period or a period which is lasting short. But whereas coming to return to scale, where we are discussing that return to scale, where we are saying that the output could be more as compared to input. That is the change. Like a return means what is the change? Okay, what is the proportional change when we compare input to output? So here it is applicable for a longer duration. The second difference is that the law of variable proportion only talks about the quantity of variable factor. Okay, considers, second difference, it considers the quantity of variable factors. Again, I will tell you what are variable factors. Variable factors, we have already discussed that in production process there are two types of functions. One is the short duration function, another is long duration. Now under short duration function we have two types. One is a fixed variable, one is the fixed one, and variable. Variable means your labor, machineries, other inputs are variable. So here the second difference states that the law of variable proportion considers the quantity of variable factors only. But here when we are talking discussing about return to scale, it is talking about here the input differs. Okay, here the input actually differs. Okay, so what is the first difference? First difference is law of variable proportion is applicable or runs in short duration, whereas law of return to scale is applicable for a longer duration of time. Second most important difference is the law of variable proportion considers the quantity of variable factors. Like I told you, machines, labor, these are the variable factors. But here return to scale consider inputs are differing. Now the third difference is here there is a change. Here there is a change. Okay, coming to variable, here there is a change in factor proportion. Change in factor proportion. Okay, now what is here? Here there is change in the factor ratio. Please try to understand the system. Here there is a change in factor ratio, not in proportion but change in factor ratio. So this is the third important difference when we compare between law of variable proportion and return to scale. Okay, and the last one is no change in the scale of production but change in the scale. Here we find that no change in scale of production and here change in, there is significant change. Okay, significant change in scale of production. Okay, so these are the four important difference between law of variable proportion and return to scale. I'll make you understand. The first difference states that the law of variable proportion is applicable only to those processes established. Like we have told that it is not only the law of variable proportion is not only applicable to agriculture but equally applicable to industries and service sectors, other establishments. So here we are considering only in short duration. But return to scale is applicable to long duration. That is first difference. Second difference states that it considers the quantity of variable factors. So when we are discussing about law of variable proportion, we are taking into consideration the variable factors, and changes in variable factors bring changes in the output. But when we come to the return of scale, here the input differs. Like here the input differs as compared to the output. Then come to third difference. Here there is a change in factor proportion, but here there is change in factor ratio. So the difference is that in law of variable proportion we are discussing the proportional change in the factors, but return to scale we are discussing the factor ratio. And the last one is here in law of variable proportion there is no change in the scale of production, but in return of scale there is a significant change in the scale of production as well as in the outputs and inputs. Is it clear? So these are the four basic differences when we talk about the law of variable proportion and the return to scale. I hope this is clear because we have already discussed these two laws and I have given you some examples to establish how the law works, where it can be applicable and how and what is its significance. So with this we complete your production chapter. Before summing up, just let me tell you what all we have discussed last few classes. See, in a third unit, that is production, we have tried to understand a few important things, like I told you what is exactly production. Okay, what is production? Then in economic terms, what do you understand by production? What is the function of production? What are the types of production? Then we have clearly discussed the factors of production. The factors of production, if you remember, they are land, labor, capital. Then we have discussed the characteristics and features of these factors of production. Then we came to discuss the law of variable proportion, then law of return to scale, and I have told you what are the exceptions or what are the reasons for the particular behavior shown, okay, or the relationship shown between inputs and outputs in case of law of variable proportion and in case of return to scale. So this is all about your production chapter. Now we will switch over to a new topic, that is cost. Is it clear? Okay. Now our next topic is a very interesting topic, that is cost. Okay. So today I am going to just discuss some of the definitions and I will brief you what we are going to discuss in this chapter. Actually in this chapter cost, we are going to discuss what do you understand by cost, what are the different types of cost, and what are the different functions of cost, and how the organization utilizes the various types of cost in promoting their business transactions or in improvising their production or in improvising their output. See, by the particular word cost, what comes to our mind? When we are telling cost means, cost means what? It is some amount, or one thing comes to mind, what is that? Cost means we are talking about some expenditure, that thing comes to our mind. Cost means money comes to our mind. The particular, I have not come to the definition, but I am trying to just make you feel that the particular word cost, when it comes to our mind, what are the different words that we can signify with it. Like when cost is there, we are talking about expenditure. When cost is there, we will think about money. When cost is there, we can think about investment. So one of the important and very necessary part of any organization or of an establishment is what kind of or what types of cost or what amount of money or what are the investment means by either the management or the entrepreneur. See, I have already discussed with you who is an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur can be any person who manages, organizes and establishes a business unit. Okay, he is the person who is himself responsible for everything. So when the term cost comes to our mind, why we are considering cost? Because see, today we are talking about big business houses. You have examples of big business houses like Tata's, Ambani's, Birlas. Now how they have reached that particular stage? No doubt they have worked very hard, but one most important thing is what kind of investment or what kind of cost is the company able to expend so that there will be development. Cost is highly required because when we are talking about a growing industry or a growing sector, you have to invest cost to make it more stable or to develop or for its growth. So let us come to the definition. What is cost? You can just write it down. Cost is defined as, what is cost? Cost is defined as the expenditure. See, please see the word defined as the expenditure. Okay, as the expenditure incurred. Okay, incurred, expenditure incurred by the production firm. So we are talking about an industry, by the production firm or you can say an industry, okay, or company, whatever it is, production or firm or industry to produce the goods and service. Why they are investing? To produce goods and service. To produce the goods and services. So please look into the definition very carefully. When I am saying cost means, cost is what, as I told you, cost means the one thing which comes to mind. Cost means money, cost means expenditure, cost means some kind of investment. So here also the particular definition, if you see, cost is defined as the expenditure incurred, means made by the production firm may be any company or any industry or a sector, to produce the goods and services. So what kind of expenditure you are making? Say for example, expenditure in terms of purchasing raw materials, expenditure in the form of installing machineries, technology, expenditure in the form of hiring labor, okay, cost of labor, expenditure in the form of recruiting people into the organization, or expenditure in the form of building infrastructure, land, buildings, or expenditure in the form of maintaining the building. So all these expenditures can be calculated under one particular heading, that is cost. So what is cost? Cost is defined as the expenditure. Please remember the word expenditure that is incurred by the industry or the firm to produce either the goods or services. So we are considering that any industry or firm which makes some kind of expenditure to produce goods or services is known as the cost. Okay, cost means some kind of expenditure is made, some kind of input is done, or some kind of expenses are made or investment is done in the form of money, material, machines, all that, so that the organization is able to produce either the goods or services. Please remember that without considering cost, the organization or the industry cannot start business process or business processing or applications, or it cannot even sustain in the market. So input of cost or expenditure or investing money is very, very important for any business organization. Is it clear? Because I told you the example of some big business houses, they are sustaining today in the market, or they are doing well, or they have grown because from time to time they have invested a lot of money in their organizations, either in say in the terms of technology or in terms of building, infrastructure, developing the employees. So there are so many things that can be improvised so that the particular organization is able to what? Able to produce the goods and services. So every organization is having a basic objective, that is to produce goods and services, and for producing these goods and services some kind of expenditure is definitely required, and this expenditure has been termed as the cost. I hope this definition is very much clear. Now let us move to understand the types of cost. So once again I am telling you the definition. The cost is defined as the expenditure incurred by the production firm or the industry to produce the goods and services. This is this very simple and basic definition. Now let us understand what are the different types of cost. Types of cost. I hope you are clear with the definition. See, it is very simple. When we are saying cost, means some kind of expenditure. We are talking about the expenditure. Expenditure could be in terms of money, when the organization uses the money, or when the organization is utilizing some sort of or expending some money for the development of the production process or for the develop. So these kind of things comes to our mind, and we are also considering that when we are saying cost, okay, when we are saying cost, we are saying that cost is nothing, we are saying that cost is nothing but an expenditure. This can be considered in terms of money. You can calculate in terms of monetary terms, or we can say what are the expenditures. And as I have told you, the expenditures may have number of requirements, like your machineries, investment in people, and investment in what kind of activities are you doing, then how much cost you are paying to your labor, how much expenses you are withstanding regarding the recruitment process or installation of machines, training, development. So all these things can be well explained through a simple and one word, that is your cost. Okay, now let us discuss what are the types of cost. See, costs are broadly divided into 4 types. Okay, we will discuss each type one by one. Okay, so I hope you have understood cost. What is cost? I am again repeating, trying to repeat so that it will be well implant in your mind that when we are saying cost, cost is nothing but the expenditure made by a particular industry or a firm, okay, to produce the goods and services. Please remember, it is 2 words are very important here. It is a kind of expenditure. By the expenditure, who makes the expenditure? Expenditure is made by the industry or expenditure is made by your firm or a private company. And why? Question comes why. Why the expenditure is made? The expenditure is made to produce some goods and services. So these 3 words you remember: expenditure, industries, and to produce goods and services. Now let us come to the types of cost. The first is the money. First is the money. Then real cost. Okay. And your third comes your economic cost. And the last one is your opportunity cost. So we have 4 different kinds of cost. So let us first discuss these 4 kind of costs so that you will be very familiar, or you will be very much aware of what we are exactly talking about and what is the importance of cost in the entire economic system. See, in economics we have 3 important processes, as I told you from beginning of the class. There is production, distribution and consumption. Now coming to the production part, we have already discussed in the last chapter what is production time and production function, okay, and what is variable cost, what is variable proportion, and what is return to scale. Now see, in any business process or any business establishment, one thing is very important is that how much financially stability does the business the business house has. See, financial stability plays a very vital role in any business process. Suppose tomorrow, for example, I am going to start my own business. Suppose I am going to start my own business and I have some interest, I invest some money. Now, if you have invested some money and you see a business is little bit going, you need to invest more, or you need to expend more, or you need to make more expenses under different heads. Why? Because without investing or without expending money or without investing money on your different factors of production, it is not possible for you to grow your business. So cost is very important. Maybe it may be a type of the cost, it may be money, or maybe we are talking about real cost or economic cost or opportunity cost. So cost plays a vital role in any business activity. So when the word cost comes, please remember in your mind that cost is nothing but the expenditure. We are talking about the expenditure. Like for example, I would like to ask you how much you expend, like what is your total cost, or what is your total cost in per month, like how much money you are spending per month. Now you may say that my total cost may be 10,000 rupees. How? 5,000 is your house rent, 2,000 is for grocery, another 2,000 is for your other necessary, another 1,000 is your petrol. So like this we divide that cost. Similarly, in every organization or in a business or industry establishment, the cost can be divided, or they can be understood under different variable factors or under different headings. Okay. So we will be discussing that part also. But let us now discuss what are the types of cost. The first most basic and common cost is your money. Okay. Second is your real cost. Then third is the economic cost, and last is the opportunity cost. Now what is money exactly? Okay. Money, actually in economics, money is defined as the remuneration of the factors of production. Okay. See, there are different factors of production which we have already discussed. They are land, labor, capital. Now, whenever we are paying the remuneration means suppose I have worked 1 month in a particular college or in an institute. Then I am getting a remuneration of 10,000 rupees. So, what is remuneration? Means against my services I am paid something. It is not a reward. Please remember, remuneration is not a reward. Reward is something else. But when we are using the word remuneration, it means you are given something against your services. So similarly, when money is defined here, when we are talking about money, it says that what is money? Money is the remuneration given for the different factors of production, or is the remuneration of the factors of production. Like it is the remuneration, just you can write it down, is the remuneration okay, it is the remuneration of the factors of production, okay, factors of production paid in the form of money. Okay, paid in the form of money. Are you getting my point? So what is money? Money is the remuneration. Please see the definition. Money is the remuneration of the factors of production paid in the form of money. Okay, what is that? It actually the remuneration of the factors of production which is paid in the form of money. Okay, what are the factors of production? Factors we have all. Land is a factor of production. Land, labor, capital. These are the factors of production which we have already discussed. So when we are paying remuneration of the factors of production, we are called as money. Like for example, for land we are paying the rent. Rent is paid for land. You see for land what is paid. To labor what we pay is wages. Okay, so this can be an example. Like again I would like to tell you more elaborately what is that. See, money is what? It is the remuneration of the factors of production paid in the form of money. Now what is for example land? For land what we are paying? We are paying rent. Now for labor what we are paying? We are paying the wages. Maybe daily wages or weekly, whatever it may be, but we are paying wages. Okay, for labor we are paying wages. Okay, so this is the definition of money. I hope you got it. Okay. So again I will tell you, when we are trying to define the different types of costs, money is one of the most important type of cost where money can be identified or defined, or can be said that it is the remuneration paid for the factors of production. In terms, when we are paying some remuneration for the factors of production which are used during the process of production to produce some goods and services, this is known as money. Now for example I told you land. Suppose I have hired a particular pillar, I am paying land. Suppose I have taken a building. Suppose I have taken a, for example, I have taken a building and I have an institute of, suppose I am having a coaching center. Now if I have taken a building, I am paying some rent towards it, so that is also a part of your money. Like when I am hiring labor for day-to-day work, what I am paying to labor is wages. So this is the definition of money. Then comes to real cost. We will discuss the real cost. Okay, real cost. Now what is real cost? The exertion of all kind of labors that are already included in the industry in the process of production. Like what to see? We have already discussed money, and we know that money is something which acts as a remuneration paid for the different factors of production. I told you for land we are paying rent, that in the form of money. To labor we are paying wages in the form of money. Now what is real cost? Real cost is that exertion of all kind of labors, like all kind of labors that are already the industry is involved in the production process. That means real cost is the actual exertions. You can put up the definition like that. Real cost is the all exertions or efforts, okay, or efforts put by the industry industry or involved in the process of production. Involved in the process of production. Okay, involved in the process of production. Now here we can say that when we are talking about real cost, we can say that whenever an industry is into the process of say manufacturing industry or whatever may be the nature of industry, when an industry is into the process of producing something like goods and services, the industry has to make certain sacrifices, the industry has to exert some kind of expenditure, the industry has to put lot of efforts, okay, and for the completion of the production process. So this can be termed as the real cost. So real cost means exactly what is the expenditure, please remember cost means expenditure, so what is the exact expenditure or what is the exact kind of efforts is the industry putting or the industry doing or involved in the process of production to produce some goods or services. So that is our real cost. A real cost, for example, the real cost of an industry is, for example, take for example a pen. A company is manufacturing pen. So in the entire process of manufacturing of pen or in the production of pen, which costs 10 rupees, suppose the cost of pen is 10 rupees. Now the real cost can be for producing say 10,000 pen, the real cost could be 50 lakhs or 20 lakhs. Okay, real cost means what is the exact or what is the exertional efforts put by the industry or what are the expenses involved during the process of production is known as your real cost. Okay. Then come to the, I'll tell you again, then what is the, if we have finished the money, then real cost. Now let us discuss what is the economic cost. Economic cost. Is it clear? Now economic cost means is the total expenses incurred by the firm producing a commodity. Like see, real cost means what? Please try to understand and you'll get all the definitions very clearly. First we have tried to understand that the cost is nothing but an expenditure made by a firm or industry to produce goods and services. That is the first thing which we have tried to understand. Second, I told you that costs are of different types like money, real cost, economic cost, and finally it is the opportunity cost. Now, your money is what? Money is the remuneration paid for the factors of production. Okay. Like I told you, rent is paid for land, wages is paid to the labor. Okay. Then coming to real cost. Real cost is the actual expenses or it is the efforts or sacrifices made by the organization during the process, in the entire process of production. So real cost may not be, real cost may differ from the actual cost also. So real cost may be 10 lakhs, actual cost may be 20 lakhs or 15 lakhs. Because again actual cost may include some other figures also or some other factors also. Okay, that is the real cost. Now let us discuss what is the economic cost. Economic cost means the total expenses incurred. It is the total expenses incurred. Okay, total expenses incurred by a firm or a company or an industry, by a firm or an industry, okay, by a firm or industry to produce a commodity, to produce, because we are telling produce goods and services or produce any commodity. Okay, commodity, to produce a commodity is called as the economic cost. Is called as the economic cost. Have you get my point? Please look into the definition. See, we have already discussed what is money, what is real cost. Now we are discussing economy. Economic cost means what? The total expenses incurred by the firm or an industry, total expenses to produce a commodity is called as your economic cost. Now what is the total expenses incurred? See, total expenses incurred means they may include other expenses also. Overhead expenses may be included. Like, see, what is the basic difference between real cost and your economic cost is, when we are talking about real cost, we are talking about the exact amount of money that has been expended during the process of production by the organization or by the industry. This is the real cost, means what are the efforts or what are the sacrifices made or what are the exact exertions. Like, my real cost may be, suppose talking about the production of pen, my real cost is producing pen, means suppose I am producing 1000 pen, my real cost may be around 10,000, but my actual cost may be something more. Why? Because when I am saying actual economic cost, the economic cost may involve all the total expenses. Total expenses means your expenses will be like your hiring of from where you get the raw materials or the transport of raw materials which is coming by transportation process to a company, then how much money expenses you have made towards the hiring of installing of machines, then how much payment you are doing for your labor. So all these things may be included. So when we are talking about the economic cost, we are still using this word in a broader sense, because economic cost includes your total expenses incurred by the firm and industry to produce a commodity. Okay, that is the total. What is the total expenses incurred by the organization or the industry to produce a particular commodity? I have told you, suppose I am talking about pen, okay, manufacturing of pen. Suppose I am producing, my economic cost may be rupees 8, but my real cost will be rupees 5. Okay, for manufacture one pen. Now how it is so? When I am saying real cost, here why real cost is only 5 and economic cost is because my real cost is that I am including only that cost which is directly involved in the process of production. I am not including other expenses in real cost. Okay, you should know the difference. But when I am saying that your economic cost, I am including all other costs, means all other expenses which are equally required for the production of pen. So this is the difference. So when we are talking about cost, money is one type of cost, then your real cost is another second category, third category is the economic cost, and the last category is your opportunity cost, okay, which we'll be discussing next class. And we will be discussing a little bit more details about the different types of cost and how the functions of the cost, and we will try to complete this chapter within 1 or 2 classes. Okay, so we are running short of time because we need to finish a syllabus also, but I am trying my best to explain you in a more smooth manner, giving examples, hoping that you understand the things, because these terms may be new to you, like cost, production. Then these are some of the important terms which we are discussing in this economics, but it may sound something very different to you, but you need to understand that what exact, because economics is everywhere. Every day we need this, we need to know what happens around and how it works. So you should understand the different terms. Once you understand the different terms, it will be very easy. So let me just again brush up that till now what we have actually discussed in the chapter of cost, which is the next new chapter which we have started today. I told you cost is what? Cost is actually what? The expenditure. Please remember, please try to simplify the things and try to, don't mug up or don't try to just by heart the definition. Try to understand the definition, meaning, then you can put in your own words also. Now when you are trying to define cost, I told you cost is what? It is the expenditure made by a firm to produce goods and services. So it is very clear that when you are talking about producing of goods or services, whether we are talking about producing the goods any kind of services, some cost has to be invested, or some kind of money has to be invested, or some kind of expenditure is definitely required. Maybe in any way, like we are talking any form of factor of production, we need to have some expenditure made. Otherwise, how will the business establishment set up? So either we are talking about land, labor, capital, then we are talking about machineries, we are talking about infrastructure, buildings. So whatever it may be, we are putting some expense. So that is known as cost, where we are talking about the expenditure incurred by a industry or firm to produce the goods and services. Now again, the definition of cost has been broadened, or it has been more elaborated by categorizing the cost into 4 different types. What are the 4 different types? The first one, you have the money, second is the real cost, third is your economic cost, and last is the opportunity cost. Now when we are talking about money, money is what? Money is actually the remuneration paid for the factors of production. It is termed as money. Like I have told you, one of the factor of production is land, and for land we are paying what? Rent. Then we have another factor for labor. Now when labor are working, suppose 8 hours or 10 hours, whatever services they are giving, against those services we are paying them wages. So that is your money, which is very important. Second is the real cost. See, real cost is actually the amount expended, or the amount or the exertions made by the industry which is involved in the process of production. Like how much exactly, or whatever expenses you are doing during the process of production, that is your real cost. So real cost may differ from actual cost, economic cost, and also your opportunity cost. Then we try to understand what is economic cost. Now economic cost is what? Economic cost is the total expenses incurred by the firm or industry to produce a commodity. Means total expense. Total expenses means what? Total expenses may include other expenses also. But in real cost, what happens is, in real cost we are only talking about the, what we are talking? We are only talking about that amount of expenses involved which is required for the process of production. But when we are talking about the economic cost, we are including all the other factors, all the other heads of expenses which are required by the farmer industry to produce a commodity. So this is the basic difference which you have to keep in your mind. I hope these 3 types of cost is clear. Next class we will discuss, tomorrow we will discuss about the opportunity cost, and we will just move ahead to discuss the cost functions and how the cost operates, what happens in the market. So these things we will be discussing next class. I hope that you are quite familiar with what we have discussed in the last few chapters. Like we have discussed your theory of variable proportion, then we discussed about your return to scale. So please go through all these laws, please try to understand, go through the notes, keep on reading, and try to understand. Okay, these are not difficult, there are some important terms. Once you understand, you can write in your own words also. So I am again trying to say that don't mug up the definitions, try to understand the definitions, try to understand that why we are discussing this part in this particular context. That is most important. Why we are talking about cost in economics. So those things should be very much clear in your mind. Okay, so thank you so much, and have a great day. Thank you.